Introducing Tundra Football League.
Host of the FTFL Weekly Update, owner of just an abomination of a fantasy team, and lest us not forget, the one, the only true king of the FTFL. That is it. Welcome back, my fellow FTFLers, all my friends, and the mean people in blue keeping the streets clean in Park Rapids. I know you watch. Cheers to you, my friends. You know, before we go any further, somebody cue the music. Someone get the taps going. The ba, ba, ba. That's right. Hashtag Poll's going to have to sit this one out. Steven Gostkowski, the news broke this afternoon. Season-ending injury. I mean, John, as you kept him, you dodged that bullet, John. Again, you seem to be on the cutting edge of fantasy football when no one wants to give you credit for it. Bravo, John, for seeing that one coming. This week in the league, it was kind of a lopsided week. 3 different teams won by more than 20 points. 2 teams won by more than 10. Only one game was decided by under 10 points, and it was actually 2 points. A very close contest. Of the teams that won this week, 2 of them are still undefeated. The last time we had 2 4-0 teams this late in the season, you're like, well, it's really not that late. Sure, but we're a third of the way through at this point, was all the way back in 2015. Andy, who was one of the 4-0 teams this year, and Adam Saltmarsh started the year 6-0. Andy started 4-0. They actually would go on to meet in the Fantasy Bowl in one of the all-time lowest scoring Fantasy Bowls in the history. 57-55, Adam Saltmarsh eked that one out. That, of course, was the infamous cabin draft, where Adam didn't even stick around for the entire draft and still went on to win the whole damn thing. What do I gotta do? I mean, it is clear, again, if you were paying attention this week, Chris Godwin, what an absolute abomination. As we talk a little bit about my team, yeah, there were 3 teams that hadn't won a game yet. Now, guess what? There's only one. That's right, the cheese stands alone. Salty and Jeff pick up wins this week. I fall to 0-4. We're not going to talk about it, because it's just, until there's something to report, I'm done. I'm done talking about the hapless Hulkamaniacs. One last thing of note before we get to the games. I thought this was rather interesting. Eric, last week, came a half point away from setting the record for this season's high point total, really only within like 8 points of the all-time record. 147 last week. This week, 92-point swing. 55 points for Eric this week. 55. Now, 92 points is more than I scored this week. Go figure. But let's be honest, even if with that loss and that terrible performance, Eric still has a horseshoe somewhere on his body, because for the second time, an unthinkable, unfathomable event occurred. But I think we'll get into that when we do the 20 years of the FTFL segment. For now, let's go to the games, and let's go to Eric's game. I already told you he scored 55 points. Now, last week, he beat up on the king of the FTFL. This week, the king gets his victory back, 79.5 points. If you are Sid, now, 79.5 points is a down week. How much? Oh, to the tune of about 40 points below his average. Now, I'm going to say, of course, all the other weeks he's scoring high. You look and you go, well, this is probably a low point. If you're Hagen, of course, you hope so. And Christian McCaffrey continues to be a dominant force, 21 points. Cooper Kupp, 16.5. Will Lutz, man. And one thing I've noticed in the first 4 weeks of action, a lot of kickers and defense and scoring points. And I know John's like, I told you, I had it right. No, it's just the way our scoring is set up. It's the way it is. You don't have to pick a kicker early in order to have one of the better kickers. However, they are scoring lots of points. Dalvin Cook, 13. Although Dalvin Cook's 13 points, the Minnesota offense right now is struggling. Adam Thielen this week got 1 point. 1 point. Stephon Diggs is not even showing up for practice anymore. This thing is circling the drain and is circling the drain quickly. If you're Hagen, you hopefully that Dalvin Cook stays healthy because he might just be the only weapon they have by the end of the season. Dak Prescott, after tallying 32, 30, and 22 respectively in weeks 1, 2, and 3, 4 points. Doesn't matter because if you're Eric, it was Phillip Rivers with 18, the KC defense with 12, and everybody else was under 6.5 points. So Eric falls to 2-2. Now another team that fell to 2-2, Team Linkowitz coming in at 2-1, taking on the, let's be honest, luckiest team in the league, Mixing Cocktails. Now, I was called by an individual this week offering up an argument for the GM of the month. Not an award I have handed out at all on this show. And of course the argument was, well, let's look at Mixing Cocktails. They traded away an injured Cam Newton and got Lamar Jackson. Not bad. They picked up Wayne Gallman, who went off and scored 2 points in Saquon Barkley's absence. I'm going to go ahead and call that one luck. They also, off the scrap heap, picked up the New England Patriots defense, who is, I didn't check and should have given you that I am the show that gives those things to you. They might be the highest scoring entity in the entire league. Those 3 moves have pushed him to 4-0. He is putting up points, however, his opponents are not. 124.5 to Linkowitz's 69. Lamar Jackson, 30. New England Patriots, 26. Gallman, 21. There you have it. There are 77 of his 124 from those 3 guys. And, oh, by the way, those 3 guys alone beat Linkowitz's team this week. He needed those points because Sony Michel, Joe Mixon, and Will Fuller. Not Will Fuller. You don't have Will Fuller the 5th, do you? No, I think I have him. Who the heck is this Fuller guy? I should know. Regardless, 11.5 points combined. So they kind of just didn't do a lot this week. However, Linkowitz's team didn't do a whole lot outside of Jordan Howard. Eric dropped Jordan Howard. Linkowitz picks him up. Linkowitz, the sage, I mean, he just figures this stuff out. Jordan Howard, career best, 25.5 points. Zerline with 13. Tom Brady, 2. After having 28, 22, and 18, 2 points. Not going to get it done. The Minnesota, the vaunted Viking defense. Oh, Minnesota. 1 point. That's it. 1 point. So Linkowitz falls at 2-2. Mixing Cocktails undefeated, tied for the division lead in the North at 4-0. Let me tell you who's not fighting at all for the division lead. It is the next 2 teams. Team Mana, 3-time Lucky Pants champ Mana, coming in at 0-3, taking on the hapless has-been Hulkamaniacs, also at 0-3. Hulkamaniacs, best week of the season, 91.5 points. Doesn't matter. 105 for Mana. Nick Chubb. Will someone please tackle Nick Chubb? I think he's still running down the field unabated. 35.5 points. Good Lord. James Conner on Monday night sealed the deal with 18. And Eric Ebron marches like, he didn't do anything to the end of the game where he caught a 10-point touchdown. So don't give me this, my little violin. I don't want to hear it. Because your team won. Your team won. Sammy Watkins. Everyone was abuzz. Week 1, 42 points. Whoa! We all know this. Sammy Watkins has like 2 of those games a year. It was 42.5, and then it was 5, then it was 6.5, then it was 3. That's the normal output for you, Jeff Markser. As far as the Hulkamaniacs, nothing to report. Well, we've come to the time of the show where we're going to do that brand new segment as we look back, as we honor and celebrate 20 years of the FTFL.
And now, the 20 years of the FTFL.
All right, so this week on 20 years of the FTFL, we are going to look back on some of the worst trades in FTFL history. Now, of course, this week, there was a doozy. The producers have informed me they've actually brought in someone to talk about and analyze some of these trades with me. Someone who I've been told, again, I don't know who this is, that has a lot of experience with trade. So I'm just going to go ahead and call him in, and we're going to see where this goes. All right, go ahead, send him on in. This ought to be something. Let's see where this goes.
Hey, Mr. Hulkamaniacs.
What are you doing here?
I am the greatest, most brilliant trade expert around. I make the most beautiful, juicy trades. Like, just grab my chair so I can go over these things with you.
I'm going to be screening all future guests. This is... I'll slide over. Go ahead.
Well, thank you.
So you're here to talk about trades.
I am here to talk about trades. I know all about trades, but first, I would like to address the fake news that goes on across the world, even in the weekly FTFL update.
We're not going to actually talk about the worst trades. We're talking about something else? Or?
We'll get into that, but first I gotta address this. Week after week, you just trash the king of the FTFL, the true king of the FTFL, Sid Hagen, on trade after trade about, hey, let's just give away Patrick Mahomes for a third-round pick. Well, nobody ever talks about, this is just a big witch hunt, nobody ever talks about the trade from last year where Sid acquired the best running back in the league for a third-round draft pick, Christian McCaffrey.
Okay, so, right. Now, at the time, I think, we only had one season of Christian McCaffrey. I'll agree. You could argue the same with Mahomes, but I don't know if we fully knew Christian McCaffrey's value at that point. I really don't. Because didn't he not just blow it up in the second half of last season? Am I correct in thinking that?
Hey, trade expert right here.
Yeah, well...
Who also traded away Todd Gurley? Thank you.
Yeah, you know what? Again, I'm starting to wonder if I didn't get swindled on that one as well.
Well, we're going to get back to this trade that happened this week.
Right, so I don't know if you're aware, but this week in the FTFL, Sid Hagen just gave Eric, owner of the Pack Attack, a 6th-round pick for nothing. And I don't know if you know this isn't the first time this has happened. So a 6th-round pick for nothing. Explain what on earth could have possibly been going through Sid's mind in that situation. 6th-round pick for nothing.
I got a theory on this because
I'm sure you do.
Just like me, Sid only makes the greatest trades in the league. The best. So, I've had my experts draw something up for me here to illustrate what has happened going on.
You brought props.
I have brought props.
I'll move. Whatever. Let's see what you got here.
So, as you can see, clearly the original trade that was brought up by my experts was FTFL trade. We can clearly see Pack Attack right the date there. Here.
The dates,
King of the FTL offers a 6th-round draft pick to the Pack Attack for Stephon Diggs. We can clearly see...
Hold on. Everything here is very much so printed off the computer, and then it appears... Now, this might just be me reaching. This has been drawn on here.
That's fake news. This was created by experts at the White House. I had nothing to do with it.
It looks like they used a Sharpie to doctor this document.
That is clearly...
And Stephon...
Printed writing.
Stephon Diggs. He's not even close to being spelled right.
Stephon Diggs.
It's not...
Diggs. Can't you spell?
Yeah, I can spell just fine. This is not evidence that's worth... No, I'm sorry, Mr. President.
This is definitely evidence. And we've had experts that have been going around the world and picking this stuff up.
So...
Let me go grab somebody for you.
You have an expert that's gone around the world that's helped you with this?
Yes, this is a major deal. We've had to investigate this along with many other things. This is important news. I'll be right back.
I'm beside myself right now. I don't even know what to say. I'm sorry. All right.
Hey! It's Rudy Giuliani here.
Mayor Giuliani.
I've been helping Trump with this major thing going on. I've been on CNN, Fox News, all over the place. Ukraine, just looking at things that have been corruption against our leader.
So what? But you're here to talk about the trades, or what are you here to? Why are you here?
Yeah, the trade. I've gone and done research on our corruption from the past. And we will point this out. There's all kinds of corruption from the past, leading from
corruption.
Our former commissioner.
Former commissioner. Are you calling out Ryan Deason?
I am calling out his saggy titty and balls.
Ryan Deason. You think he was corrupt?
Very corrupt.
What even? Why would you even begin to even go down that road? Why? What sort of facts do you have for this?
We will get into that. I will show you all the corruption from him and Jeff Markser
Wait, Jeff Mark. You're gonna say that Jeff Marks is corrupt now too?
and Eric.
And Eric, wait, Deesum, Eric, and Jeff. You've called out 3 individuals without any sort of facts or like actual claims whatsoever. I don't even understand where this is coming from.
Yes, there is a 3-way happening in the FTFL of corruption.
A 3-way of corruption.
A 3-way, you heard me, between those 3.
A 3-way between Jeff, Deesum, and Eric.
Exactly. Oh, hold on one sec.
What you? This is.
I gotta take this.
We're filming. Right? What are you doing?
Hello?
What?
Bill?
Bill.
I'm talking on the news right now. Don't mention anybody from the State Department. Oh, all right. I gotta go. I'll be back.
My tape. This dude. I have no idea where this is going. A corruption. A 3-way. Ryan, Jeff, Eric. So much for the 20 years of the FTFL.
Sorry, I'm back.
Your personal lawyer was here. Like again,
He had to run. I'm sorry.
he did, and so he laid all sorts of what I'm going to like factless claims down about corruption in the FTFL. I don't even know where this comes from.
Let me go over that right now, 'cause I know all about this. Follow me. I have the biggest, greatest brain in the world, and we have laid this out. Watch me lay this out on paper.
You're the biggest something.
Watch this. So we got a 6th-round pick.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what Sid Hagen gave to Eric.
Exactly. But if you look at this as a corruption thing against me, this is going years back. We have
Years back.
the computer's fault, right?
Well,
Involving Salty
this-
twice.
Saltmarsh has claimed blame on the computer at least 2, if not 3 times.
Exactly. We have the wrong
I knew it was a toupee all along. I knew it. Now we've seen it.
Jimmy.
That was last year. John, yes, did claim that the computer selected the wrong Jimmy. Yes, that happened.
We have a previous trade involving Jeff and Eric.
Correct. Where Jeff gave
Similar-
Eric a 2nd-round pick for nothing.
Which was voided by our corrupt commissioner.
It was, yes. Well, it was voted. No, it was voted. Honestly, it was voted. A diplomatic process that has been in place for a long time. Something I know you don't fully have a grasp of, Mr. President.
No diplomatic procedures. This is involved. This has gone back of Eric probing the FTFL with his computer knowledge. Secretly
You're saying he hacked into the system?
hacked into the system. The computer's fault. The wrong trade. The wrong Jimmy. This is all a setup between Jeff, our former commissioner Ryan, and Jeff. They all
Eric,
get something out
Eric,
of this.
you said Jeff twice. You mean Eric?
Yes.
So
Eric,
this
sorry.
has all been in motion for years?
Years, and they've all got something out
So
of
what
this.
does that have to do with the 6th-round
So
pick?
watch this, the 6th-round pick. So first of all, we got Eric.
Okay,
Damn Sharpie.
It's back now. I think it dried out a little bit, kind of like your brain.
Probing the system.
Probing, yes.
Probing Eric.
Eric.
Probing the system.
Okay.
We got Jeff involved in this because he's got 3 championships out of this setup. So
he does have 3 titles.
Jeff.
You are correct. There's Jeff. Penmanship is remarkable, Mr. President.
only the best.
Okay.
Jeff, right, was
Yep.
a part of this.
He got 3 titles.
He set up the original
This is really
fake
something.
trade with Eric to make it look like it was the computer's fault and no hacking going on. And then we got
So you're saying
the commissioner, the former commissioner Ryan,
geez, we are in deep. Okay, there's Ryan.
who
Yes.
voided the trade.
Voided
so
the
this
trade.
looked like an accident
An accident. Okay.
to set up this year's trade
Yes.
that now everybody is voting on legitly to screw Sid over. So Jeff is out of the loop. It makes it look like a fake trade that never happened.
now I
with
don't-
Ryan getting 2 championships out of this since he was the commissioner. Jeff getting his 3rd,
And
and Eric getting a free pick.
Who did Jeff beat in all 3 championship games? I mean,
I don't know.
At least 2 of them. Was it not Sid Hagen?
At least 2.
Oh,
At least 2. I don't know about the 3rd. But, so Jeff's championship should be voided. Deesum's championship should be voided.
What
and
did
Sid
Eric
should get his pick back.
Hold up. What did Eric get out of this?
He got a 6th-round pick.
A 6th-round. All of this background, all of this work to corrupting a 6th-round pick. That was the payoff.
It was brilliant, but not as brilliant as this. I figured this whole thing out. And Salty was on the right trail. It was almost the computer's fault, but not quite. It was Eric's fault,
Jeez Louise.
and
Are you done?
you have figured it out.
Are you done?
Almost.
Almost, but there's more?
There's more.
How could there be more?
You fools. It's me the whole
What?
time!
What? What is going on? What are you doing
I can't
here? No!
swear on this
Oh.
channel, but all of you!
What? 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 What is going on? Oh my God! Hold the phone. Like mind's blown. That wasn't Trump. This Hagen all along. All right, you know what? I don't know what else to say. We'll pick up some of the worst trades in FTFL history. One of the future 20 years of the FTFL. Back to the show. All right. Well, goodness gracious. Let me be honest. Didn't see that coming at all. Producer tell me we got a special guest this week. We want to work him into the 20 years of the FTFL segment. Rest assured, I will be screening any and all guests from here going forward. On to the last couple games. Radioactive Monkeys coming in 0-3, taking on Ryan Deesum. And you should have been wearing sunscreen. We warned you this was going to happen this way. Crinkled, crusty, weather-beaten, just overall stomach-turning titties and balls. Coming in at 2-1, and he is going to fall to 2-2 because 56 points wasn't going to get it done. The Radioactive Monkeys, 79 points, get their first victory of the year. Now, I would have beat the Radioactive Monkeys, but I wasn't playing them, so I'm still 0-4. If you are Saltmarsh, Jared Goff, 22 points, Harrison Butker, 11, Mark Andrews, tight end revelation out of Baltimore. That dude is having a season, and the New Orleans defense both coming in with 10 points apiece. If you are Deesum's team, I'm going to go ahead and put this how I think most of you will be able to understand how this goes. Being I think most of my audience are Minnesota Vikings fans, which I'm sorry for you, not for just... This is how you're going to best understand this. What happened was this week with Ryan Deesum's team. He went full in Vikings mode. He played down and or below the level of his opponent. 56 points and not a single touchdown in his lineup. Not one. Zero. Nada. Bupkis. Not even Patrick Mahomes could rise up and save this car crash. Now, 56 points would have been the lowest score of the week and the season if it wasn't for our good friend Eric, who tallied 55. That's right. Remember, 92 points less than he scored last week. And let's just take this moment to slide in because I think it's such a great memory. That one time where Eric got beat by 90 points. All right, last game of the week. The Architect coming in at 1-2, taking on the overworked, underpaid, underappreciated log cabin pizza employees about to riot. Now, they got a little bit of their revenge last week, of course, taking on Mark's team and stomping a mud hole and walking it dry. This week, not as deep of a mud hole. However, still coming out the other side, 80 points for them, only 78 points for the Architect. Again, this was the closest game of the week. Now, Andy and Swart, yes, both 4-0, tied for the division lead in the North. And like it normally happens, however, worth pointing out, both teams, if we went to go see, all right, let's rank them, least points scored to most points scored against, number 1, Andy, number 2, Swart. They're both 4-0. You can do the math. You don't have to be a math teacher in Browerville to figure that one out. If you're the Architect, Austin Eckler in what might be his last meaningful game, 22.5 points. Devontae Adams in what might be his last meaningful game for a while, 17 points. And Ezekiel Elliott, 13 points. Now, Mitchell Trubisky, 0 points. And also, what might be his last meaningful game in a while. Matt has all sorts of question marks up and down this roster. OBJ, 1 point. Usually is just under 12 points a week. The Bills' defense, just under 8 points of an average. They got 2 points. If OBJ, now granted, he's going to be streaky. Trubisky is not going to play. I believes, is it Stafford? Maybe. No, Garoppolo. That's right. The right Jimmy is coming back. Maybe we'll help you turn this ship around. He falls to 1-3. Adam moves to 4-0. Let's go ahead and get to the stud, the dud, and the decent. We're going to wrap this up and send it home. Stud of the week, Nick Chubb, helping his team get the first win of the year, 35.5 points. Goodness gracious. Dud of the week, OBJ. 1, because I don't like you. I would take Russell Wilson over you, which is saying a lot. You scored 1 point. Usually averages under 12. Your team lost by 2. OBJ, you're the reason. And Ryan's entire team is also the dud of the week, not scoring it. I got to go back. Next week, we're going to tell you, when was the last time a team didn't score a single touchdown? That's something I think every one of us wants to know. For the DSOM update of the week, yeah, it's still my team. It will be my team until probably forever. I'm not supposed to win. Had I played Chris Godwin this week, I would have won. But why would I play Chris Godwin? Because he was injured last week, and there was a lot of things like, well, I don't know if he's going to be completely healthy. So me and almost every other Chris Godwin owner across the United States of America left him on the bench, and we all got. Oh, all right, week 5, mixing cocktails at 4-0. Ooh, taking on the king of the FTFL at 3-1. Division leaders collide. How is that one going to go down? Now, also, the other division leader of the North, the overworked, underpaid, underappreciated log cabin pizza employee is about to riot. 4-0, taking on Ryan Deesum. And just the worst pair of titties and balls you'll ever see. At 2-2, Pack Attack 2-2, taking on the hapless Hulkamaniacs at 0-4. Maybe, just maybe, we can get this thing going. Or maybe, just maybe, it'll be like the Twins in the playoffs against the Yankees, and we'll get just squashed. The Radioactive Monkeys 1-3, taking on Team Linkowitz at 2-2. The Architect 1-3, taking on Mana, 3-time Lucky Pants champ. Although, recent victory over me, Mana. Those will be your Week 5 games. This has been your Week 4 weekly update. We'll catch you next time. Till then, peace! And a stupid quarterback, Russell Wilson. Stupid face, Russell Wilson. God.
I would give anything for a 10-point touchdown for my tight end.
Right.